Hey guys, Rere here from vrlabs.dev, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to install any of the VR Labs 3.0 assets, all the prerequisite steps involved in that, as well as demonstrate the installation of the specific prototypes that are going up on our Patreon. So to get started, you're going to need to have your avatar set up for 3.0 already. In my case, I have an FX layer, a menu, and a parameter asset already filled in here, and the prerequisite for using this stuff is already knowing how to use 3.0. We are not going to be teaching you how to use 3.0. We are adding on to your knowledge of 3.0 so that you can use our stuff on top of your own knowledge. You have to know how to make something in 3.0 before using this stuff. That's the prerequisite for that. So the first step in any of our setups here is that we're going to need to copy over our custom animator layers and parameters into your animator. And to do that, we're using a asset called VRC Avatars 3 Tools, which you can get on Booth. And in the future, we will have our own in-house developed asset that does this and more to simplify the process even further. This is just what we've got right now. So to start out, you're going to open up the Animator Controller Combiner, take your animator and put it in the destination, go to the folder of the asset you want to install from us, and you'll see an animator called FX. Put that in the source, click combine, and that will copy over the layers and parameters from this animator over into this animator, and that is all the setup required there. As you can see, if I click on our animator here, it has these layers and these parameters added to it. The next step is that we're going to need to copy over any parameters. If there are stage parameters involved in the asset, it will be in a parameters asset here. And you need to copy the name and type over from our parameters asset into yours. So we need FX and started, and the exact name and exact type are very important here. So in our own parameters list here, we're going to add FX as a float and started also as a float. And with that done, all of the prerequisite steps are completed and you can install the package like a normal prefab from this point on. So first off, I'm going to talk about the particle driver. And what this is just a really simple particle system that will drive a parameter with its death. You can do whatever you want with that parameter and you can kill it however you want. The important thing is that you kill the particle and it drives the parameter to 1. You kill the particle again and it drives that parameter to 0. The next thing I'm going to go over is our grab kit. So to install this, you're going to drag the prefab onto the avatar, right click it, click unpack prefab, and remove everything from this grab object. Now you're going to put the collider target here into where you want the default position of your grabbed object to be. So in my case, I want it to be on the hips. So I'm going to place it on the hips and reset the position, move it to the hip, and there we go. Then the grab target is where you're going to be grabbing from. So in my case, it's going to be my hand. I'm going to place this object directly into my hand bone and reset the position and adjust it a little bit so that it's in like the palm of my hand, and this is ready to use. When this is put inside of the collider, it will grab the object, and when it's put inside of the collider again, it will place the object back into the default position. Now I'm going to talk about the proximity sensor. To install this, you're just going to put it directly onto your avatar, and to modify your 3 ranges, you're just going to select them and twirl down the collision module in the particle system on these objects, and you'll be able to visualize your maximum, medium, and minimum ranges. What this asset's going to allow you to do is play a player local effect for someone by driving a parameter for them based on these values. So when they reach the maximum distance, it'll drive a parameter. When they reach the medium distance, it will drive a different parameter. And when they reach the minimum distance, it will drive another different parameter. This allows you to play player local effects based on the proximity to your avatar. Lastly, we're going to talk about the updated world constraints. And to install this, you're going to put this on your avatar, right-click it, click Unpack Prefab, and drag the anchor to the root of the avatar. Now, this functions a little bit differently than it used to. Basically, with the world space asset here, you've got a parameter called world effects. Driving this parameter to 1 is going to drop the object in world space. Driving this parameter to 0 is going to pick it back up and reset. If I show you that in play mode here with the Avatar 3.0 emulator enabled, you'll see that if I turn world effects to 1, the object gets dropped and I can move around. If I set it back to 0 and then 1 again, it gets dropped in the new position. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out some of our other videos if you haven't already. This has been VR Labs. We'll see you next time.